Hello, this is Mertimba, and in this video I'll show you how to create very unique and interesting patterns that could be used as background or any kind of overlay for your videos. And in case if you're wondering, this is very simple to create, and without further ado, let's jump into After Effects where I can show you step by step how this is done. So open After Effects and create a new composition. So name it whatever you want. I'll just call it patterns. For width, send 1920 by 1080. That's like a standard full HD resolution. Frame rate 30, duration 10 seconds is fine. Click OK. So this will be our main composition that we'll be working on, but we don't need this composition for now. We need to create another one in order for our animation to work. So come down here and click create a new composition. Name it whatever you want. I'll call it shape. For width, put 240 pixels, and for height 240 pixels. So that'll give us a square composition. And for the rest, leave it the same. Click OK. Then come down here and click this icon here and select grid. This will give us proportional grid that will be very useful for us later on. So now we need our shape, and I'm just used to doing this with a triangle, but of course you can do it with any other shape. So in order to select, in order to create a triangle, we need our polygon tool. To come down here, hold, click and hold this icon and select polygon tool. Then click this word fill and select none, click OK. And click on stroke, select solid color, and just yeah, I'll just choose white color for now, and select the pixel width of our stroke. You can adjust it later, it's not that important yet. So just come down here and create a shape, so polygon. So hold your shift so the shape is proportional in size. Okay, so once you do that, we need to align it in the center. So go to your align tab. If you don't see it, go to window up here and click this button align, and then you'll get this window here, and select your shape tool on your timeline, of course, and then align horizontally and align vertically. So this should align your shape in the center. Alright, and let's keep it organized and call this triangle. It's not a triangle yet, it will be in just a bit. So under contents, polystar 1, click the drop down, and polystar path 1, click the drop down, and at points you see it says 5, so click on it and type 3. Alright, so this will turn a polygon into a triangle. So that's how you make a triangle in After Effects. So now we need to align it once again. So again, align horizontally, align vertically. So this aligns this perfectly in the middle. Alright, now we need to start animating our triangle just a bit. So go to the beginning of your timeline. So drag this blue marker at the beginning, so 0 frames. Click on your triangle and press R on your keyboard. Then press stopwatch icon. This will create a keyframe. Then move to the end of your timeline, to the last frame of it, and change this 0 value to 1. So what this means, this will make a full rotation throughout our composition. So this will be slowly rotating. So let's add some scaling animation on it as well. So select the triangle, press S for scale. Again, go to beginning of your timeline, 0 seconds, and click the stopwatch icon here. This will again create a keyframe. So since our timeline is 10 seconds long, we need to divide by 2. So go to 5 seconds and press this diamond icon, will keyframe. This will makes a keyframe. So click on it. This will create a keyframe. And set the scale to 80%. Click OK. So this will automatically scale. Make sure your box here is selected. So don't click this, and this needs to be visible like that. Okay, then move to the end of your timeline, so to the last frame, create another keyframe, and just type 100 again. So what this does, this will sort of make the scale, that's what it says, exactly. This will make the shape smaller as it approaches the middle point, and then it will go back to its original size. We can make the animation even better by selecting all of the keyframes. So select all the keyframes on the timeline like that. You can either press F9 or right click keyframe assistant and easy. You can see the shortcut, it says F9. So I'll be just pressing F9. Yeah, you can do the same. So now, then keep these keyframes selected, open your graph editor, and you'll be greeted by this. Don't get scared. This is nothing to be scared of. And make sure you are on the value graph. So right click, and no value, but speed graph. So select speed graph. Then select this first keyframe and drag it to the right like that. Select this keyframe and drag it to the left. Make this shape. And then select this keyframe, drag it to the right. And select this last keyframe, drag it to the left. Alright, so now exit the graph editor and you can preview this, and this will give it a more smooth animation, and it will just have more flow to it. It's really subtle and not really noticeable, but trust me, it's these subtle things that make it like stand out and really pleasant to look at. So our main shape here is done. It's animated, yeah. So, okay, you can close this now and open your patterns composition. So our main composition. And drag your shape into patterns composition. So drag it here and you'll see it appears in the center. So select your selection tool, or you can press V on your keyboard or press here. Okay. And what we need to do is let's scale our shape composition that we added into patterns composition to like 50%. Okay, so now we need an effect called Rip Tile, and you go to effects and presets again. If you don't see this window, go to window and scroll down a bit and you'll see effects and presets. Just click on it, this window will pop up. So in the search, type Rip Tile, CC Rip Tile, and drag this onto your shape layer. Okay, so now you'll see this effect controls here and different like expand, right, left, down, up, and everything. Okay, so drag expand right up, so drag it to the right and increase it. You can see that the shapes start appearing. And just remember this value, just copy it and paste it to the expand left. So this will expand it to the left as well. Now we need to expand it down and up. So drag it until you are satisfied. This is good enough. Remember this value, copy it and paste it into expand up. Okay, so that will fill our entire composition. And if we play this now, you'll see that shapes are rotating at the same time. Okay, and that's not really a very pleasant to look at. It's kind of boring. So we need some variations. And you can see here tiling, and it says repeat. And if you click this drop down icon, you'll see different kinds of mirroring effects pretty much. And what I like to use is checker 180 degrees. So click on it and you'll see that now we have some variation. So now they are rotating in a different way. And this is way nicer, in my opinion, way more pleasant to look at rather than just stale and just complete mirroring effect and that's it. No. So I'll be using checker 180 degrees. You can check and use anything else you like. Yeah, there are different ones and you can play around with it on your own. Okay, so now this is done. We need to go back to our shape composition. So open your shape composition here. And we need to add some more animations. So let's add lines. And what we need to do is let's hide this triangle for now because we don't need it. Let's just hide it so we don't get distracted. And select this pen tool, or you can press G on your keyboard, select it. And yeah, make sure your stroke is like unchanged, so it's the same as the triangle. Yeah, so go to here and just start drawing. Start drawing lines. Okay, so let's imagine that this is like sort of bouncing from the edges. So it hits here and it bounces off to this like edge, then it bounces over here, and then it goes all the way here. Like for some reason it bounces here and then goes like over there, like that. Then it bounces here, goes here, hits that corner, like here. This edge goes here, and then it comes all the way to this corner, and zoom out a bit, and goes all the way out to here. Okay, so this might not make sense to you, but trust me, it will in just a bit. So select your shape layer, the one you've created, press enter, and rename it to line. To stay organized. Trust me, it's better to stay organized at the beginning than just getting confused later on. All right, so click this drop down for a line, and you see here add and this button. So click this button next to add and add trim paths. Okay, and you see trim paths 1 appeared, so click the drop down for it and go to the beginning of your timeline and click on start and end stopwatches. So these will create keyframes for start and and bring end value to 0. Okay, so move to 9 seconds. Okay, and create keyframes and bring start value to 100% and end value to 100%. Okay, so this doesn't really create anything at the moment. So what we need to do is we need to offset the keyframes. So offset the end keyframes, move them back, move them forward actually. So what this will do, you can preview now that okay, our line is visible, and it's just it's not a full line that we drew. It's just a tiny fraction of it, just sort of bouncing around the corners, going around our path that we created. Okay, so let's make this one. So the further you offset these keyframes, the longer your line will appear. So let's offset it by 10 frames. So if you hold shift and press page up, you'll move 10 frames forward. So press page up twice while holding shift, so that will be 20 frames, and offset these frames by offset these keyframes by 20 frames. This will actually make our line quite long, so that's what we want. Okay, and you can select these and just move them till the end of your composition. If you hold shift, they'll automatically snap. So when you hold shift, you can close, they'll automatically snap. So just do that, let go. Okay, and select your line and go up to stroke, click color and make it black. This will make sense later. You don't see the line anymore, but it's there, trust me. It's just yeah, it's just black, so you cannot see it. Okay, so close this, we don't need this, and bring your triangle back and put your line under triangle so they don't overlap. Okay, so now let's go back to patterns and let's preview this. And yeah, we don't see the line because it's black, so we need some background in order to see it. We don't want a black background, even though there is no background here. Okay, so click here, click the right mouse button, click new, solid, rename this BG for background, and you can select any color you like. I'll just select purple or like pinkish because, well, I like it. Select it, click OK, and bring this BG layer under our shape. So, and it's too bright in my opinion, so select the BG layer, press T on your keyboard and bring the opacity down to like 40%. Okay, now you can preview this. And you see that the line that we've created is sort of like bouncing around, animating and jumping around. So it creates this very unique and interesting effect. So that's the beauty of this effect. I don't even know what to call it, but it's very unique. And the thing is, you can adjust it in any way you like. You can create any shape you like, give it any path you want. So you can customize it as you like, pretty much. So yeah, so I'm quite satisfied with this. And one aspect I wanted to address was why I made the line black and the triangle white. So I'll select your selection tool. Okay, and in effects and presets, search for tint. So tint is the way we'll color these in case if we want to. And why don't we want to? Of course, there's always it's always better to have an option than not to have it, right? Logic. So grab this tint and put it on your shape composition. Then you'll see here matte black 2 and matte white 2. So what this means, we can change the colors of, if we change matte black 2, so let's say, let's put red. So you see the color, only the color of our line changes because the line we originally is black. So we can now change its color. So let's make it red. Click OK. And of course, if you guessed it right, if you change this color, the color of your triangle will change. So yeah, again, let's select some yellowish, yeah. And you see that the color of your triangle is changing, okay? It's not affecting the line. So click OK. And now let's preview this. So now we have different colors on our like shapes and lines. And let's bring the opacity down to like 25% because it's too bright. All right, this is better. All right, now you can preview this, and the limitations are pretty much like endless here. You can do anything you like. You can customize it in any way you want. You can further decrease the size of this and really open the the reap tile and just expand it even like further like that, and just do anything you like pretty much. You see, yeah, you can play around with it for as long as you like. All right, I'll just bring it back to like that, and you can preview this again, and you'll see that it's animating and everything's, it looks cool. You can even add 3D effects on it, and it'll look even cooler. I have videos of it on my channel, but of course I'm not gonna go into that in this video because that one's more advanced, and well, there are a bit of different principles in there. It's not important for now. Well, if you want me to record a video on that as well, just let me know and I'll gladly record it, but that'll be a separate video, of course, not for this one. All right, and that's it. Now you can just export this in any format you like and use this as your background and your overlays and I don't know, intros, outros. Doesn't really matter. You can put this one on your desktop if you like, but that would be too trippy. Huh? I wouldn't do that. That would be just trippy. Okay, so well, that's about it. And yeah, so if you enjoyed, leave a like, and if you have any comments, remarks, or suggestions, write them in the comments below, and I'll be reading every single comment. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.